You've just been charged with domestic violence in Oklahoma and you're panicking. You're thinking, will I go to jail? Will I lose my kids? How fast can this destroy my life? And if you don't get this right from the very first hearing, the consequences can spiral fast. I'm John Cannon, a criminal defense attorney in Oklahoma and former domestic violence prosecutor. And I've both prosecuted and more recently helped hundreds of clients walk through this exact situation. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 key strategies that can protect your rights, strengthen your case, and give you a fighting chance in court. Number 1, understand exactly what you're facing in Oklahoma. First, before you do anything else, you need to know exactly what kind of domestic violence charge you're facing in Oklahoma. Here's why. Oklahoma has very specific laws when it comes to domestic violence abuse, and the details matter for your defense. Domestic violence here usually means any assault or battery against a family member, household member, or someone you're dating, or even a roommate. That means the term domestic is a lot broader than most people realize. Now, the consequences in Oklahoma are serious. Even a first-time misdemeanor domestic abuse charge can lead to jail time, fines, intensive batterer intervention counseling, and a permanent criminal record. If someone claims you used a dangerous weapon or caused serious injury such as strangulation, you're looking at felony charges with harsher penalties, including the risk of prison time. Let me give you a quick story. I once had a client who thought a simple argument with a roommate would just blow over. It didn't. She ended up charged with domestic assault and battery, but by doing our own investigation, we found out the roommate had actually previously moved out and no longer lived in the house. That fact alone, that they weren't true household members under Oklahoma law, was a key detail that helped us get her case dismissed. So, tip number 1, find out exactly which law you're accused of breaking. Don't guess, read your paperwork and ask your attorney, have your attorney's investigator research your story. And look at the relationship between you and the other person. The specific charge determines everything, from bail to possible defenses, and knowing it can give you a major head start in beating your case. 2, do not talk to police without a lawyer. Second, and this is critical, do not, under any circumstance, talk to the police about your case without a lawyer present. I can't tell you how many times people believe if I just tell my side of the story, it all gets cleared up. In reality, the opposite usually happens. Remember, shut up and lawyer up. Police in Oklahoma are trained to gather evidence and build a case. They may seem friendly, but their goal is not to help you. It's to get information they can use against you. Anything you say can and will be used in court. Even innocent sounding statements can come back to haunt you later. For example, saying, "We're just arguing and I pushed her away," might sound like you're admitting to a minor misunderstanding, but under Oklahoma law, that admission could be enough for conviction of domestic assault and battery. I once represented a man in Norman who truly believed he was helping himself by talking. He said, "I didn't hit her, but I did block the doorway so she couldn't leave." Guess what? That was enough for the DA to add another charge for false imprisonment, and his admission got the prosecutor halfway there on domestic assault and battery by admitting this conduct, which made his case much harder to beat. The safest thing you can do is politely tell the police, "I would like to speak to a lawyer," before answering any questions. That's your right. Use it. Shut up and lawyer up. If you are arrested or even just being questioned, don't explain, don't negotiate, and don't try to clear it up. Get a lawyer and let them do the talking for you. Or talk to them before you talk to the cops. Side tip, don't talk on the jail phone. The cops and the prosecutors are listening. Number 3, gather and preserve your evidence immediately. Third tip, start collecting your evidence right away. The sooner you act, the better your chances. In Oklahoma, domestic violence cases often come down to he said, she said, but the judge and the jury are looking for proof, not just stories. Here's what you can do. Write down everything you remember about the incident, including where you were, who was there, and what actually happened. Get copies of any text messages, phone records, or even social media messages that could help show your side of the story. If there are photos of injuries, yours or the other person, save them. Do not go out and investigate yourself. You need a criminal defense attorney to help you track down evidence you don't already have. This will help you avoid charges for witness tampering or worse. Sometimes surveillance cameras from homes or nearby businesses can help prove what really happened. So don't wait. Hire a criminal defense attorney to track down those leads before it's too late. Let me share another example. I had a client from Edmond who was accused of slapping his girlfriend, but he remembered that night before the alleged incident, he was texting his boss and sending photos from a different part of town. Because he started collecting this evidence immediately, we're able to prove he couldn't have been at the scene when the assault supposedly happened, and his case was dropped. Another thing, if there were witnesses, maybe neighbors, friends, or family who were there, get their names and contact information for your lawyer. They might be able to confirm your version of events. And the sooner your lawyer talks to them, the clearer their memories will be. Time is not your friend in these cases. Police reports can be inaccurate, witness memories fade, surveillance footage and digital evidence are routinely deleted. That's why it's crucial to speak with a criminal defense attorney as soon as possible, before this key evidence disappears. Your attorney can take the proper legal steps to preserve evidence. If it's not already too late, don't try to obtain it yourself. Instead, save anything you already have and bring it to your lawyer. Let them decide what's relevant and how to protect it, and then investigate what they need to. 4. Stay away from the alleged victim, even if they contact you. Tip number 4 is one that trips up a lot of people. If you're facing a domestic violence charge or accusation, do not contact the alleged victim, even if they reach out to you first. I know this can be painful, especially if it's someone you care about, but Oklahoma courts take violations of protective orders very seriously. Usually once you're arrested or charged, the judge will issue a no contact order, sometimes called a protective order. This means you cannot call, text, email, visit, or send messages through friends or family. Even if the other person says, let's just talk and clear this up, you risk being thrown back in jail just for responding. Let me tell you about a client from Oklahoma City. He was charged with domestic assault, and the alleged victim kept texting and calling him, saying she wanted to drop the charges. He replied thinking this would help. Instead, she took those texts to the police, and he was arrested again, this time for violating the protective order. Now he has 2 charges, and the judge saw him as someone who couldn't respect the court's orders. Breaking a protective order in Oklahoma can lead to more jail time, bigger fines, and it makes your defense much harder. If the alleged victim wants to recant or talk, tell them to contact your attorney. Don't communicate directly. It's not just about playing by the rules, it's about protecting yourself from extra trouble or additional criminal charges. If you accidentally run into the person in public, leave the area immediately and document what happened. Then call your lawyer right away. Don't take chances with this. Judges have zero patience for people who break these orders, no matter how minor the contact may seem. 5. Work closely with an experienced Oklahoma defense attorney. Last, but far from least, you need an experienced Oklahoma criminal defense attorney. Don't go it alone. Domestic violence laws here are complicated, and the stakes are just too high to risk a DIY approach. A good attorney knows the local courts, the prosecutors, and the unique ways that these cases are handled in Oklahoma District Court. More importantly, they know the defenses that work. For example, we often defend clients by showing that they acted in self-defense or that the allegations are false or exaggerated due to divorce, child custody battles, or other personal conflicts. We work with our own on-staff investigator to build your case, not just defend against the prosecution. One time I had a client from Edmond who was accused during a bitter breakup. His ex made claims out of anger. We dug up old texts and voicemails that showed a history of threats and manipulation aimed at him. By presenting this context, we're able to get the charges reduced and avoid jail time. An experienced attorney can also negotiate with prosecutors, challenge weak evidence, and sometimes get charges dismissed or reduced before you even go to trial. And if your case does go to court, you need someone who knows how to cross-examine witnesses, object to improper evidence, and make sure the jury hears your side of the story. Don't wait until the last minute. The sooner your lawyer gets involved, the more options that you have in court. If money is tight, ask about payment plans. Many lawyers understand that people facing these charges need help and need flexibility. All right, let's recap the 5 tips to beat your Oklahoma domestic violence case. Number 1, know exactly what you're charged with and understand the law. Number 2, never talk to police without your lawyer present. Number 3, gather and save your evidence right away. Number 4, absolutely avoid contact with the alleged victim. And number 5, get an experienced Oklahoma criminal defense attorney as soon as possible. Remember, even if things look bad right now, you have rights, and you're not alone in this. The steps you take right now can make all the difference for your future. If you found this helpful, make sure you watch the next video, 5 tricks cops use during DUI stops, and know your rights. It's packed with strategies you need to know if you're ever pulled over in Oklahoma, and it just might save you from a conviction or protect your driver's license. Don't wait. Click on 5 tricks cops use during DUI stops. Know your rights. See you over there.